Okay. Hi everyone. No matter how many times I go live, it's always like as if it's the first time. Okay, so I'm looking at Max's comment. After India's performance, I don't want to regenerate. I want to degenerate. Okay. Why is that, Max? Why do you want to? What is India's performance? You mean in the Olympics? Or what else is happening? I'm trying to think. Please, India is also made up of us, you and me and everyone. So please don't say that. So the point about regenerating is we are going to, oh, Indian cricket. Indian cricket, no, I'm sorry, I don't follow it. Okay. Nah. I strongly suggest that you don't outsource your happiness and your sovereignty to the cricket team that is performing pathetically in England. 78 all out. Okay. Pramila ji, how are you? Welcome, welcome, ma'am. Okay. So let's do this. Max, I'm just going to put out what the agenda of the day is. England made 120 for 0. Okay. So let me do this. The question of the day is, what is your favorite quote? Because I have a few things to share with you. I have a truckload of quotes that I have that have been motivating me and personally, inspiring me to try better, try harder. So what is your favorite quote? So that's the question here, and we will debate on that. So let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. Come on, come on, come on. Let's do this. And I want to start with this one, which is, I feel it is very, very timely and it's just so amazing. Okay, if you can see I think it's coming up. Let me do this. Okay, excellent, much better. So here I just want to hide this one and I want you to see what Sushant said 2018, November 14th. So if you see, this is his Twitter account and this is what he says. Let me zoom in a little bit for those of you who might want to see a little better. So this is what he says. One of the biggest changes in history are the achievements of thinly documented, informally organized groups of people. So any guesses who he is talking about right now? In 2021, on this day, who might he be talking about? Any guesses? So, okay. So I'm looking at Max's. Please, Max, you cannot be depressed. Again, we cannot outsource our happiness to somebody else. We cannot just give it away to somebody else. Judy ji, hi, welcome, welcome. And Pramila ji, very nice to know. So I need to be batting for India. Trust me. You wouldn't want to. You'll get further deep into depression. So that's not a good idea. Judy, I'm very happy that you were also browsing quotes. I was, I was like, there's so many good ones, and I was like trying to pick which ones to highlight here. And I think I found a few very good ones. So, and this one, I feel like he's talking about SSRians. Often the biggest changes in history are the achievements of thinly documented, informally organized groups of people. Neil Ferguson. He's talking about somebody else's quotes, and he talks about networks, hierarchies, hidden layers, and these are some concepts that he's talking about. And I think this is like, I just feel like he was able to predict what we were going to do and how we were going to be inspired by him. We are just, whatever work we are doing, even though it is much documented every single day in our tweets or retweets or in our hashtags or whatever we are doing, I believe that in spite of everything, we are still informally organized. We are doing our best and we are doing whatever we can in our own personal capacities. I think that is the beauty of this. So, yes, I think, yeah. Max, I actually kind of sort of agree with VP here. I think he's saying what I also echo. I was like trying to first rope you in and actually wanted to give you another shout out about please boycott cricket, because we as SSRians are trying to do something that will be a game changer for the world. So, yeah, thank you, VP, for this. Okay, so here again, once again, often the biggest changes in history are the achievements of thinly documented, informally organized groups of people. And the minute I saw that, I felt like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe, he was able to predict what was going to happen with all of us, how we are organizing ourselves to do whatever it takes to deliver justice for Sushant. So that's one of my favorite quotes here. Anybody, if you have any favorite quotes, please, by all means, I would request you to put. I have a few more that I wanted to show, but before that, I wanted to talk a little bit about. Let me pull that up and see if I can find the exact quote that I'm talking about. So I was thinking about. There is a quote about the mind and mindfulness, and I feel like, he has written so many different kinds of meta. Look at this one, I believe. Yes. So this is one of my other favorite quotes that I was saying. Okay, so those of you who want to zoom in a little bit, again, yesterday someone posted this and I really just felt incredibly, look at that. Okay. So if anything, I believe that the movement has taught us that no matter how we try to, help the movement or contribute towards the movement or do anything to bend people's mind a little bit, the way we are interacting with strangers and everything. I feel like in spite of everything, the other person will always judge you based on what she or he is going through. Everyone would judge you through their own biases, authority, and insecurities. I think one of the biggest thing that I feel is, if their cup is not full, if they are not able to feel blessed enough to give other people grace and give them a chance, I feel like if there is any underlying insecurity or something that is bothering them, they will be only able to judge your actions or your thoughts or your ideas through their insecurities. And your subjective experiences are precious and irreducible. Ignore and fly. So I just want to tell all my fellow SSRians who are going through, we are all subject of trolling. We are all subject of, just we just like having a conversation with another. So this gentleman who was, gentleman, I believe he might be a guy, and he was like, oh my God, 33 years of Salman Khan and all that. And I was like, 33 years of horse shit. And that's what I comment on him. And he commented something extremely derogatory about Sushant. So I was like, he is doing what he is doing, being a hardcore fan, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, being a hardcore fan of Sushant. So I guess I can only go that far to extend my hand or lack of empathy towards him, and he's doing the same thing to me. So there was really like no difference in how we were treating each other. So yeah, this is what I thought of suddenly when that interaction on Twitter was happening, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe everyone judges each other based on how they feel about what the other person is doing. So that was the bias in me that did not allow me to extend that hand of friendship to that person whom I perceive to be Salman Khan's fan. So, it is what it is. I thought it's okay. Ja from Chicago. Hello, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. I keep thinking based on the names. I just have like a perception of whether you are a guy or a girl. I'm not sure. I keep thinking maybe Ja is like a gentleman from Chicago. I might be wrong. So please, yeah, just don't mind me using whatever pronouns I am. Yeah, so this is one other, this can be a timely message for anybody who is a subject of trolls or, who is being a subject of hate. If you can just a little bit of compassion on the other side, uh, everyone would judge you through their own biases, authority, and insecurities. So, is subjective experiences again? Those of you who are a little, who are not sure the subjective and the objective experiences, why people keep using these words. Objectivity is mainly like try to stay away from the situation. Try to like look at it from an outsider point of view. Don't get carried away subjectively. So subjectively is like emotions and like all those preconceived notions and biases that we hold on to. So when you have to look at any situation objectively, that's what people mean. But what he's saying, Sushant, is your experiences when you are going through some experiences. So when I'm going through any kind of trolling or anything, what he's saying is it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, you're feeling sad or lonely or frustrated or anything, these experiences, these subjective emotional experiences are yours. They're precious. And just because anybody says, it's okay, just ignore and just like whatever, it's okay. Just, soak in them, acknowledge them, and try your best. So I think that's what he's trying to say. So I just love this quote. So Judy says one of her quotes is a little bit of empathy to our human race won't kill. Yeah, absolutely, Judy. It's that's what I keep thinking, especially children who are growing up now in our digital world. This is one thing that is lacking in the emotional intelligence bucket, in that toolkit, the empathy, which is so important for your ability to put yourself in other people's shoes. That is so missing because online everything is just so flat, right? It's not three-dimensional. Yeah, like you literally you can't understand their physical space, their mental space. You don't understand their environment. You like literally you have no context. So that is why I believe that empathy is getting more and more reduced to like just a definition here. So let's see some more quotes. I have a bunch of them, but let me go through one by one a little bit here. This is one picture. I was just looking at some. Okay, hold on. I want to talk about this one specifically because I feel like I just. Where is this? Let me zoom in a little bit and just talk about. Oops. Sorry, I can't seem to do that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's just meditate a little bit on this idea here. Let's just meditate on the idea of just staying here in the moment. One of his favorite quotes is, I was just talking about it yesterday on Twitter Spaces, when everybody was talking about the one thing that they would do to contribute to the Sushant justice movement, or one thing that they have been doing differently, or something in their own life. And I think about this quote of his, and he says, increasingly, more and more, I'm learning the importance of living in the moment. So he's saying that I'm learning the importance of living in the moment. And I think that is one of the biggest takeaways that we can have here, in terms of how, whether it is his charisma or whether he was like able to, be people in his presence felt so enigmatic and charismatic. He felt so enigmatic and charismatic to them, is because he was able to be himself, wholly, 100% present. And that is the importance of how we take care of our mind, right? So I feel like if you understand a few concepts about being here right now, because the past is dead. not even, it's a completely different person. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. So right now, right here, if I can just meditate on all the possibilities, like right here, this moment is where I can achieve, where I can gain, where I can gather, where I can give, where I can serve, where I can create an impact. This moment right here. I can't be like imagining about, oh, last week there were 40 people watching. Why are there only 10 people watching now? So now, when I'm doing that, I'm not in the moment right now because I'm somewhere in the past, dwelling on something that is completely out of my control, right? And if I'm not creating compelling content, obviously few people can stay attached here, right? So, but am I doing everything in my capacity to stay engaged in the moment with the people that are spending their precious time here? So that is, so how do you, next, if I'm also dwelling on, I wonder if only 10 people are watching right now, going by the statistics, maybe only 5 people will watch me next week. So again, I'm not being in the moment right now. I'm deceiving myself in the moment, and I'm not actually contributing to the kind of service or the impact that I want to create here. So being in the moment is so important. And I feel like, meditating on the fact that on the mind, whether, let's say, the expectations we have or the anticipations or the speculations we have about what might happen, what might be, the reason or anything, it's just unnecessary dwelling on all those things. And that is one thing of Sushant's, that that quote I like is, importance of living here in the now. Mindfulness is such a critical aspect of our daily lives, but we often, so, I remember one, we had gone to we have gone on a long drive for 6 hours to go to a beach trip. And I remember I was thinking about why my son would not pick up my shoes along with his and continue walking. And in that process, I completely missed out the sunset. And later in the pictures I was seeing, and I was like, I felt sorry for myself that I couldn't enjoy being in the moment. And I was actually having these unrealistic expectations on my teenage son, and how dare he doesn't pick up my shoes and all that stuff. So that is just a sad aspect of having too many expectations from others. Why does anybody owe you anything anyway? That is a question. So many people in the moment think that, oh, this person owes me something, this person owes me an explanation, this person is like this, he cannot be biased, she cannot be biased, she cannot be demanding something, like who why does anybody owe anybody anything? That's the question here. Okay, Saviji, hi. How are you, Saviji? Har Har Mahadev, how are you? Concentrating on the topic is more important. How much positivity Sushant had? The whole world is speaking about him. Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah, I agree with you. And I just feel like, one of these sessions that I did last time, decoding his Instagram and Twitter, and there's so many of you who had actually messaged me about how much positivity it gave. And I felt like, instead of bringing up topics, so many topics that we have, I was thinking I should tie them all back to Sushant somehow in spirit, shape, or form. So I was like, okay, you know what? I have to talk about quotes, favorite quotes or life changing quotes for all of us. But at the same time, how can we talk about his most famous words? So let's see. Again, I'll put up the question of the day here. What is your favorite quote is the question of the day. And I am just showcasing some of Sushant's quotes and some of my own favorite quotes. So please, you're welcome to even join it. Let me post the StreamYard link here. Anybody wants to join, you're welcome to. It doesn't have to be a monologue. Okay, excellent. So, okay, so just posted the StreamYard link. Anybody, you guys are welcome to join. Okay, so let's move on to the next quote. Let me see. I have a few of them. One of his favorite quotes here again. If you can read this, Friedrich Nietzsche. We explored this in previous episodes as well. little bit. He who has a why to live for, who he who has a why to live for can bear with almost anyhow. So he's saying that if you have a reason, even for the movement, right? If you understand why you are in this, so many people are like getting trolled and getting disengaged because they're just getting overwhelmed. How about you just remember what the end goal is, right? So, and this is one of Nietzsche's quotes, very famous quotes. He was a philosopher and a psychologist in Germany back in the day, and I believe he was in the 20th century, earlier part of 20th century. So he is. This is one of Sushant's very famous quotes, and he's like my favorite quotes. Excuse me. So he who has a why to live for can bear with almost anyhow. So if you know what your goalpost is somehow, so I often give this quote, right? So if you are thinking about, if your child is stuck underneath a car, okay, you're not thinking about possibilities. You're not thinking about the moment that led up to this horrific accident. You're not thinking about what might happen in the future or anything. You're here deeply rooted in the now. You're thinking about how to rescue him immediately. So if you know the end result, like if you know the end goal that I need to protect my child, save him somehow, you will almost endure the how somehow. So that is the point here. So Haley G, how are you? Welcome, ma'am. It's not only positivity, which is something which really brings tears to my eyes. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I keep thinking, so much of lost potential, so much of, this, it almost seems unreasonable sometimes for me. Because when I think about it, it's just like, why him, right? I mean, we know so many deserving people who should have been the first ones to go, but unfortunately, yeah. So absolutely, and so Heliji, yes, Nietzsche is always very deep. I read him, very difficult to comprehend. I was amazed to see how effortlessly Sushant could relate with Nietzsche from the quotes he cited. Yeah, absolutely, and Nietzsche is. In his lifetime, also, it was very difficult for people around him to comprehend what he was trying to say. So, yeah, yeah, absolutely, Saviji. Yeah, if there is a will, there is a way. Yes, and that's what I keep thinking. The authorities or whoever we are always questioning. And yesterday on Twitter Spaces, there was a very good conversation about how why are we only negatively questioning the CBI? Why? Obviously, there is some lack of intent, because of which things are not getting fast tracked or anything. We don't know what is happening on their end. They might be going through a lot of bureaucratic issues and a lot of pressure from politicians and all kinds of things. We don't know their reality, their side of the reality, right? But if the intent is there, I'm sure somehow someone will be able to deliver, right? So hopefully that's going to be the case for us soon because of how things are unraveling. Every single day there is an update one way or the other. So yeah. Um, so let's do this. Okay. So this is one of the quotes, and then let's see. I have one more. I think this is one of my other favorite ones. So again, guys, I don't own any of these quotes. They're all available on Twitter, and that's where I got them from. Full disclosure. So here, what keeps me going are my learnings, which I would rather call my experience and my urge to explore. So he has talked a lot about failure and how to embrace failure, and that's what I love about these kind of quotes, because he's saying that, you know, instead of, oh, I've learned a lesson, or I'm going to do any better next time, or just using some kind of statements like that, he's saying that, how about all these lessons are my experiences? It's okay. I'm only better off, because that's what I keep thinking, right? I'm only better because of the experience that I have had, not worse off, because I know how to do things better. So that's what, he's saying that in spite of all these obstacles, in spite of all these failures or pitfalls or anything that he experiences, he calls them, rather than learning a lesson or anything, he calls them, I have experienced this. I know this now. So now I'm ready to explore even more, okay, so this is one of the obstacles that I will face. So, because only when you actually are ready to, you know, um, do what it takes, only when you have that mindset of resilience will you be able to explore more. Otherwise, first chance you get, you will just like give up and like, just give it all up, right? And again, who better than us to know that fact? Because in spite of like 16, 17 months of going nowhere, we are still here, we're still demanding. I feel like sometimes our I was looking this morning and yesterday, whenever I'm tweeting hashtag justice for Sushant Singh Rajput, earlier it would be like 140 tweets in the last 1 hour or something like that. Now this morning I was pleasantly surprised to see there were 3,500 tweets in the last 1 hour, and that was the case even yesterday. So it's like, wow, something is happening, right? So we are actually getting better, bolder, and louder. So that's, I feel, is a great thing. So that's that quote. Let's go here a little bit. If intentions, yeah, absolutely. And if intentions are strong enough, then nothing can stop us to move forward. Absolutely. And the idea here is the intent. So even for us, right? Like in the morning, you get up, you make a few, like you have a few intentions. You think like, oh, this is what I want to get done. This is what I get done. And at the end of the day, if you're checking back, again, this goes into time management, productivity, and how well you utilize your time that you have. Like that one single non-renewable resource that you have, how do you use it, right? And at the end of the day, if you're like, I got all these things done, but I still did not get a few things done, is obviously, if you look back, it is because you did not have the intention to do it. You're like, chalega, it's okay. It's okay if I postpone, or some of the things might take care of themselves, right? You have that idea that that might be the case. So let's pick up one more. So this is one, even in something. Okay, let me actually remove this banner here. Okay. So I do a lot of decluttering projects, and I give a lot of insight into how we can declutter and all that. And I am just so amazed at how many things people keep accumulating in their houses, in their garages, in their cars, in their lives. Whether it is mental clutter or physical clutter, it just keeps on piling up. There are these emotional trinkets we have. Oh, my grandfather gave me this, or my husband gave me this, or my child gave me this, and all those things. And that is the emotional and the mental and the physical baggage that we carry, right? But at the end of the day, if you see this, we should never forget the inevitable. So the inevitable is obviously, he is indicating that, we are all, as humans and animals and any living beings, are going to be faced with the inevitable, which is death, as we will lose everything eventually, right? So why fret over any kind of insecurity? So it's like, you have a brand new BMW, or you have a brand new car, and you're like, you have a scratch. You're taking care of it every single day. You're washing it, wiping it, and everything, and you suddenly realize that there is a scratch on it. Somebody has scratched on it, and then you're like, just feel like, how did my happiness be attached to the brand new beauty of the car? Like, how can I outsource it to that, right? So that is the thing that you have to question yourself. That is the idea. And the idea is to just fly and experience it all while it lasts. Again, he's talking about mindfulness and being in the moment when you're experiencing something, and he ties it back very nicely into happiness as well, which I'm going to show you. It's one of my very, very favorite quotes of Sushant's. It's just amazing. So, yeah, once again, We should never forget the inevitable, as we will lose everything eventually. So why fret over any kind of insecurity? The idea is to just fly and experience it all while it lasts. So if you can see this, he's saying that, there is this sense of inevitability to all of us. Our lives are short, and we should just experience being in the moment and not worry too much about the things that we have lost or might lose. So that's a brilliant, timeless quote. So here, one second. Absolutely, Saviji. Yeah, it's running cartoon. Really, no one can be his face. Yes. Absolutely, and just the way his quotes are also placed all over the place, right? Like any topic, anything, and just the clarity of thought that he has around anything. And even when he's pondering or musing, or even if he's thinking about something, it's just his words are like full of value. So here, one second, let's do one more quote. Okay. So I saw this quote in the, sorry if the quote is a little, let me see if it is a little, yeah, it is a little blurry, but if you can see it, I can read it out for you, those of you who are trying to read it. The only thing that will survive us is love. The marker of all kinds of successes must be on comprehension and on one's ability to love. So I have a small business. What I do is I have 6 pillars for education. So one of the pillars of education is called communication. And here, if you see, one of his words here is comprehension. So success, whether it is in communicating effectively or contributing towards something or anything, depends on how well the other person, even if I'm trying to, talk to a parent of mine or to a student of mine, if I'm not able to explain to them and help them comprehend, help them understand what I'm trying to say, they will not be able to see value in what I have to offer, right? So similarly, what kind of success, any kind of success will be based on 2 things. That's what he's saying. The comprehension, the understanding of what value we are getting out of it, and one's ability to love. So the thing I feel like is, most often than not, even before we are ready to listen to the other person, we have these preconceived set of ideas like, oh, he is a true SSRian. No, she is not a true SSRian. We already have like these preconceived notions. We are not even ready to forget listening or forget comprehending what, excuse me, I need to sneeze once. Excuse me. So here, one of the, yeah, where are we here? Yes. So ability to comprehend and ability to love. So when the bias enters into the space between you and the other person, you are not even ready to comprehend, forget comprehending, you're not even ready to listen to that communication. So that's why I always request people to just be good listeners at the very beginning, right? Try to understand what the other person is saying. Just listen first, and then put forward your case. So yeah, and this is also I one of the interesting things about this quote is, so I believe, I don't know which campaign, which month this was running on, but they said that across the board people were like replacing the word love with Sushant. So I felt that was very endearing. That was so cute. They said that the only thing that will survive us is Sushant, and the marker of successes must be comprehension, one's ability to love, and everything. So I was like, okay. So his quote, we are like trying to convert it into his, as a tribute to him. So that was kind of cute. So here, that's one thing. Sushant has given many messages through his writing that he follow the internet somewhere. Absolutely, Saviji, and that is the whole point for me personally. It has been a journey in like understanding and comprehending the world as how we can see it better, in a better light. not with biases or any kind of preconceived notions or anything, just having an open mind and just like letting it all flow. So that is what I have been learning. And whether it is his Twitter account, one of the sessions that I want to do is his engagement, his communication with his fans on the Instagram posts and Twitter posts. It's just like, again, that can be like a, the kind of empathy he had for people, the kind of able to understand where the other person is coming from, and being able to answer in a very nice, constructive, polite way. It's just I just love it. So opens the door for all impossibilities. Absolutely, this is a great quote. Love is something which opens the door for all impossibilities. Yes, because you're not even going with your arms closed, or you're not going with like a, okay, I don't know what that other person has. Like you're not going with any kind of apprehensions. You're just like, okay, let me be open, let me be positive about this, and you're ready to keep the door open for anything that is possible. So I think that is a great quote. Sushant quotes and posts totally debunk the very idea of him being depressed. I know. I mean, if anything, I think every single minute he was trying to live twice as much with that kind of enthusiasm and everything. And this is just proof, right? Like, what proof do we have? Excuse me, what proof do we have that he was not depressed or anything? I mean, this is the proof, right? Who is talking about metaphysics? Who is talking about the moon, the stars, and love and contribution, and just all kinds of things matter, right? Like the mind, the thought, the actions, like everything. So it's just absolutely. So here, let's go to another one. We Learn Art Studio. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy. Yesterday I was also able to see you on Twitter Spaces, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Let's see here. I'm going to go to the next one. Again, oh, okay, this one is a good one, because hold on 1 second. Let me see if I'm able to zoom in a little bit. So he's saying here, I want to fail, but it should not be a mediocre failure. It should be massive. एक एहसास करने के लिए, it is important to fail badly and destroy me as an individual. At the same time, I don't want mediocre success either. So I think that is just great, right? So if you see, yes, even yesterday we were talking about it on Twitter. So, this world has become like where we are all celebrating mediocrity. Why are we not elevating ourselves to a standard that is just going to be, an inspiration for others who are following us? So here he's saying that just एक एहसास करने के लिए, to just understand and get the realization, it is important to fail badly and destroy me as an individual. So not because he can like be done with it, but actually for him to bounce back even more with vigor and enthusiasm. So that's the whole idea here, right? So I want to fail, but it should not be a mediocre failure. It should be massive. एक एहसास करने के लिए कि it is important to fail badly and destroy me as an individual. At the same time, I don't want mediocre success either. So I think in some of his action quotes, he mentions this, that he doesn't want to have mediocre success. He doesn't want to be a mediocre actor. He wants to understand. He wants to give it his best. He wants to try and be, the perfect actor that he can be. Not just a mediocre actor or anything like that. So I think that's what and I like the way he uses the word mediocre for both failure and success here, if you see. So it's okay. Fail massively, but also win big. So how do you do that, right? With that failure, which is so massive, instead of letting it hurt you emotionally and physically and psychologically, you're actually ready to bounce back with as much resilience. So that's something here. Okay. So, so Haley ji, thank you, ma'am. Here I'll show you a little bit of the henna hand here. So let me show you this. So it's like for Telugu people, this month is very auspicious, and it is like the. So this is henna, and one of my friends was having one of her daughter's celebrations, so we had a chance to get henna. So thank you, and this is like the Karwa Chauth month of for Telugu people. So that's for us women, it's very auspicious and everything. So I had a lucky chance to get henna. Thank you so much. Thank you. So here, yeah, thank you, Veelan Art. Thank you, ma'am. So here, Amanji, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your motivation. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your footage. Thank you. Veelan Art Studio, I think, ma'am, you will be able to create some beautiful artwork or designs like this if you want. So, okay, so Haley ji, okay, thank you. So here, yeah, I mean, just coming back to this lady who created this beautiful artwork here, right? So I was just thinking how meticulous she was, and how she was just able to, even in this design, she was being so perfect and intricate with her designs, and it was just so mesmerizing to see her work with that kind of, and that is like the mindfulness aspect of it, right? Like she was here with my hand and with her art, that's it. Like she was not anywhere else. She was not distracted, she was not thinking about anything else, and this is like part of the whole meditation, right? Again, we have explored this in previous episodes, where mindfulness and rangoli and even the rangoli that we do outside our houses was because the women who were juggling kids at home, finances at home, trying to manage the food budget and everything back home, in our olden days, were actually trying to manage it all. And without them having to get flustered about it all, they had these mindfulness practices. And one of them was this rangoli artwork and the henna artwork. And there are a lot of things that you can actually do right now. Hold on, I'll just show you a book that I do. Just a little bit off topic here. But if you, so once in a while, I try to do all these things to just, you know, yeah, this one I'm working on right now. So you, if you can just stay here in the moment, and if you remember soundscapes, uh, he used to ask me, "What is this red color color pencils box?" If anybody remembers soundscapes, he was our 17-year-old Sushant Singh warrior, and he unfortunately passed away. We often keep thinking of him, and he used to ask me, "What is this? What is all this?" So this is like a meditative book, and you can, once in a while when you're just a little frustrated or just you want to calm yourself down or anything, you can do all these things. So, so thank you, Saviji, thank you so much, Vilana, thank you, Sunil Solanki ji, thank you. When the artwork is wonderful, okay, sir, I cannot take any credit for that, but thank you. I did not. I wish I knew how to do this. Yeah. Was a perfect human brain, and it's really sad that it has come. So in a way, Saviji, I keep thinking, I am just better because of what I am experiencing now. I just wish that I can just tell him, to your point, that this is really great. Look at what all we are doing for you, and everything is just that is the single point of pain that all of us SSRians have, right? He could, how wonderful it would be for him to see all this love for him. So this makes me emotional. Saviji, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, absolutely. We learn art. I think you are an art. You have an art studio or something, I believe. But yeah, absolutely. Okay. So yes. So we were talking about failure. There is one quote about happiness that I want to really emphasize on. Let me just find that out, and then we will continue along the same journey, because it's very, very important that we. There's something about happiness which was just so right on. Oh, this one is amazing. Hold on. Let me just show you this one. I just love this. And I think this was part of a speech, and it was just so heartbreaking to hear him say that. In the end of the speech, he says this, and he says, "My mother used to tell me that your life is a story that you tell yourself. I'm going to make sure that, or at least try, that this story, his story, is worth telling." I'm like, of course, of course, of course, it is worth telling. You made sure that it is worth telling. That's what I keep thinking. Let's see. I believe, let me see if I have noted it down somewhere about happiness, because I really want to talk about. Yes, okay, I found it. Let's do a Zen pen and see if you can see it, so that I can copy it and make it a little bigger. Okay, so let's do this. I will read this out. One second, give me a second. Okay, so here he says, I just want you to understand this and comprehend this. If anytime you are like thinking about, oh, Array, I wish I was happy, or I wish I was like, I had more of this or that, or anything like that, I just want you to comprehend and think about this thought on happiness that he had. Okay. So all these quotes that are being attributed to Sushant is what I understand from my own research and whatever I see on social media. So please, if any of these quotes are not attributed to him or have not been said by him, please update me, and I will make those corrections. But this happiness quote, oh my gosh, why is this like this? Hold on. So this is unnecessary. So that was Zen pen that I use often for my own writing notes. Okay. So the closest synonym, the closest synonym of happiness is excitement, and you can generate it by doing something that you can't completely comprehend. This understanding makes the process rich and exciting. So if you see this, I feel like after many years, I found this particular idea of happiness truly informative for me, because see, he says that what is happiness, if anybody wants you to define it, this is how he defines it. He says that it is excitement, right? So right now for me, happiness is, I have collected all these quotes and I wanted to share it with somebody. And I was like, who better than SSRians, right? So I'm thinking, this is the kind of excitement, this is the kind of thing that is giving me joy. And I am here in my happy zone. So what he's saying is, happiness cannot be like something that you get, you receive it, you're done, dusted, and you move on, right? It is that process of excitement, of you generating that excitement. And it is something that you cannot completely comprehend, you cannot understand what it is. Like, if anybody asks me, what are you like so excited about, what is this all about, quotes and everything, right? Like, but I cannot completely tell you what it is all about. It just makes me delightful and happy that I'm sharing this awesome word salad with you. So this understanding makes the process rich and exciting, and because of which, when I think about it again in a meta way, I think that, oh, whatever I'm doing is giving me joy, and that joy is compounding, it is increasing whatever the excitement in whatever I'm doing. So it's like a recursive thing, right? Like it one increases, the other increases, and again it just aids in the other one. So that's what he's saying, that this makes the process rich and exciting. So the idea here is, find something that in a day, take hold of that happiness, okay, by doing the things that you're passionate about, that you know can make a difference, that you're making a positive impact, or able to bend at least a few people's minds. Here, see, 12 people, 11 people are watching. So if we are all together in understanding how this happiness and excitement can be like, um, can be married together. Even though it is difficult for us to explain how this process is working for us to give us that joy, that understanding is going to make it better. So that's the beauty of this quote. And this is what one of the happiness quotes is telling. Okay, so let's see here. Meditation, 1 second. So yes, meditation is something, Sushant. Yes, absolutely. Saviji, yeah, meditation is something which Sushant has told everyone to practice, and we do it. It is really helping everyone. That's what I think, and I'm happy that you bring up the topic of practice here. I keep telling, so I am a MBSR certified, so mindfulness based stress reduction. So that's like you get certified in that, and you can understand all the different techniques of meditation and all that. So here, I keep telling people that if you are able to do meditation. So people are like, oh my God, I need to clear my mind. I need to I need to get better at it. I've been meditating for 6 months. I'm still not better. The idea is the practice of there is a reason why it's not called meditation perfection. It's called meditation practices, because you're always practicing. So what are you practicing? You're practicing letting go of the judgment that you have onto yourself that, hey, I need to stop thinking. I'm supposed to be meditating. I should get better at this. Even these thoughts, you need to let go. That is the whole point of meditation. So, but yeah, absolutely. And he was the kind of person, we have seen so many pictures of him meditating and just, just naturally blissful and excited about wherever he is, right? So that again comes with very rich practice of mindfulness and meditation. So and and a lot of people ask me, why do I have to meditate? I don't have a whole lot of time in my day. And I'm like, the more you don't have time, the more you meditate, right? Because you have to align your thoughts, you have to align your actions with them, you have to stay focused. And there's so many scientifically proven benefits of meditation. And one more thing is, because in the online world that we are living in right now, our brain is our biggest resource, and using meditation to help ourselves, it's a non-negotiable for anybody. If you are not practicing, please start right now. That is what my suggestion would be. Okay, so absolutely, Soiliji. Yeah, and every one of us, our destiny, the way we want to conduct our life, the way we want to speak, the way we want to be understood, the way we want to comprehend things, the way we want to be compassionate and forgiving towards others, like everything has changed, right? And I have so many friends, thanks to him, across. I don't even know if I will meet you guys in my lifetime, but I don't care. I'm like, get on to Twitter every day or get on to WhatsApp every day to connect and just exchange ideas. And it's just so awesome. Monica ji, we are talking about, okay, actually, let me just put up the question one more time. The question was, what is your favorite quote, ma'am? So this is what we are talking about. What is your favorite quote? I am just, I have a lot of personal quotes that I have, saved over the years that I like from all kinds of people. And just wanted to keep this session relevant to Sushant's famous words, so that, because we just we want to keep on doing whatever it takes to propagate his legacy, right? So that's the idea here. So thank you, Monica ji. And let's go back here. Okay. Books here to understand his mind. Okay. Try to order a few from Amazon to understand his mind. Okay, that is awesome. Okay. Sonal, how are you? How are you, ma'am? Very nice. Okay, excellent. Okay. So, Dubai, how are you, sir? You're all moved in, you're all settled down. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the shout out. All the people who are working on social media, what a tragedy, waiting for Rabba today. Yeah, absolutely, Saviji. And I think I am totally in for that divine justice that is going to strike. We are already doing that, making their lives a living hell, which is awesome. So let's go, keep on going. Thank you, Dubai. How are you? Just thank you. Okay. Hyperactive syndrome. Okay. You can't sit for more than a few seconds. See, again, Monica ji, you're welcome to only meditate. Three breaths are shown to change just even if you're changing your scene from this room to another room, if you can just take 3 long breaths, like 5-5-5 or 4-4-4, like 4 in, 4 hold, and 4 release. That's enough to just like reset for you to be able to make that transition. So it's okay. A few seconds can also do the magic. So that is awesome, Sonal. I'm so happy that you're a meditator. Yeah. 10-minute vacation. That is awesome. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Just imagine, just stay with whatever you're feeling. Acknowledge if there are any negative ideas or thoughts about anything. Just acknowledge them. Okay, today I'm feeling this way. And that's it. It's okay. So let go. Letting go is what you're practicing. That's awesome. And I like how you're saying that it's a 10-minute vacation for yourself. That is indeed true, and especially in the digital age, when we are doing a lot of this phone-based, device-based activity, where our brain, which is only 3% of the body but uses up 20% of the resources, it is critical that we actually take our brain to a vacation every day. I just love it. And by vacation, it can be a lot of things, right? Like not having. So right now it is on airplane mode, right? I'm hoping that if there is an emergency, the minute I turn it on, I will know about it, kind of. So how do you stay away from information overload? How do you give your brain a break? And I think I'm going to steal this word, vacation. Take your brain on vacation every day. I like that. Come back to zero. But I don't think we are ever with zero thoughts unless you're truly enlightened. So, or there is one famous meditator, Monica Ji, he says that unless you will have zero thoughts if you are truly enlightened, or you are dead. So, so let's not be, aspire to be the other one. But yeah, again, the idea is to not come back to zero thoughts, just to acknowledge and forgive ourselves for getting those thoughts. So that is the true essence of meditation. Thank you, Dubai. Thank you so much. I was just giving a full screenshot of the Mehendi, and just been lucky to be in the right place, right time. My friend's ceremony, I had a chance to go. So let's see. Okay. Do you really remember as to how many times this far you had ears for to Sushant? I had uncountable. How many times this far you had ears for Sushant? I think I'm not able to exactly understand. How many times we have talked about him? Is that what you're saying, Saviji? I'm sorry, I think I misunderstood you. I can actually put the StreamYard link. Please, anybody, you guys are welcome to please join. I think earlier I put it, I forgot to put it now. But Saviji, yeah, uncountable times. Even, at this point, my family already knows like what I do on a daily basis. As far as SSR is concerned, they're like, yeah, we know you are, you've taken up the cause and everything. So yeah, we are, a lot of us, and some of our, awesome warriors. They're like on Twitter Spaces. I was sitting here at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock my time, and I could see that it was like beyond midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and they were just listening into our conversations, and I was just like, they're so invested in all this, and I just wish universe is going to listen to what we have to say. So one of the quotes, I made a chai is a meditation of sorts. There you go. Yeah, if you are able to see, that is the whole point, right? Sonal, why did we manifest our gods outside? Because we can see Ganesha, we can see his physical form with our eyes. We can do the ghanti, which is like, we can engage our ears. We can do the incense that can, our nose can get engaged, like all our 5 senses. So even tea, when you are drinking your tea, if you are with that cup, with that hot cup of tea, fully engaged with it, I think that is your meditation. And anything, right? Walking is a meditation. Everything is a meditation if you are fully with it, in presence with five senses. So absolutely, I agree with you. And a lot of, I'm sure, a lot of chai fans here. Harsh, is that you, Harsh? Hope you're well, sir. It's been a long time since we have talked. Chai lovers, okay, a lot of chai lovers. Tears. Oh, okay, tears for Sushant. Okay, okay, now I get it, ma'am. Saviji. Yeah. So do you remember as to how many times you have tears for Sushant? I had uncountable. Um, uh, I'm just going to get emotional here. See, but Saviji, I keep thinking we have to convert our grief into action, right? I think that is what we are trying to do our best here. So don't, let this unfair injustice that has happened, um, it cannot wear us down. It has to, if anything, these tears should make us stronger and just not stop. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I just feel that way sometimes, like just so unfair, right? Okay, so let's lighten up a little bit. Everybody. So I think Sonal, everybody is with you in the chai party. We should actually, let's do this. Maybe one time we should do. Arre, but everybody is on different time zone. Whatever drink or savory, like a snack or thing, or any kind of food you want, let's just have like a nice party, so that we can just share our foods. And like we just recently did outdoor, we just did like a three family, four family get together. We were like, okay, let's just make whatever we are good with, like North Indian, South Indian, East Indian, West Indian, doesn't matter, just let's cook whatever we are famous for. And it was pretty cool. So let's see. Okay. Chai meditation. Yeah. Listen to rain sound or drops on an hour. Trust me, your mind will listen to it a bit stressed. Yeah, absolutely. And I like that there are all these. What is the one second? I have like a link that I often use, which is the raindrops. I actually have the same exact thing that you're talking about. Even I use that rain sound wala mynoise.net. Yeah, this is what I use. Think this is relaxes me so much. There's so many different sounds that you can search here and just relaxes me. I mean, if rain is not falling outside for real, but otherwise, there are sounds like Mumbai rain sounds or anything like that, and it's just so amazing with the auto sounds and all the sounds. It's just like just transports you to some place else. Dead or enlightened, yes, where you got the point. So here, yeah, painting, anything. Thank you, Sonal. Yeah, absolutely, Saviji. Yeah, and that is what we have to keep reminding ourselves, right? In our conduct as SSRians, some people are becoming a little violent or rude or anything. Let's just get back to the basics, right? How do we have to conduct ourselves if we are calling ourselves SSRians? So that's yeah, that's important. Absolutely. Thank you for that reminder. And it's very important that we remember this. You live only once, and if you do it right, then it is enough. Let's just go to one more quote. So, this one, I just want some clarity on this one. I have seen this over and over again, but I want to understand if he said this or if it is something that has been attributed to him. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm not lost. I'm very much alive. This actually gives me goosebumps. I just keep wondering if, did he really say this kind of stuff or not? It's just, I mean, there's so many things that have come true at this point of time, because he obviously said this way back in 2018. And I'm like, man, he was talking about the SSR movement that is going to happen. So, anything is possible at this point of time. So, um, let's just go back to the other one I had. Yeah, this one is a good one again. Just not lost, I'm very much alive. And in spirit, this is 100% true, obviously, because we are all here. So Judy says, one of my favorite SSR quotes I tell my kids is, if you can dream and somehow logically or illogically you can convince yourself that it's going to happen, it's then a matter of time. What better quote than that? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Judy. And I think, yeah, what better quote to tell a teenager with dreams in his eyes? Yeah, absolutely. And I strongly believe that the universe will conspire with you if you are just ready to believe in yourself and just charge ahead. So, absolutely. And I'm so glad you're actually encouraging your child to dream on. It's one of the rare qualities, especially if you're an Asian mother. So, you still want him or her to have like a livelihood that will provide for him and take care of himself, right? So that is awesome. Monica is drinking chai. Okay. Okay. Thank you. You are in for a okay, very nice. A party. That's awesome. Okay. Let's do something together. I feel like Twitter Spaces is really, I mean, I feel like I'm putting my guard a little too down on Twitter Spaces. Uh, and I'm just talking whatever is on my mind here. I'm a little bit more concerned about what I'm talking and what I'm letting out. But on Twitter Spaces, it's much more relaxing. And I think we can just start on Twitter Spaces to hang out and just share our food and like our ideas and all that, and just start there before we move on to YouTube. I don't know. That's just, it's a little easier to let our guard down there. That's what I feel like. Yeah, absolutely. Ocean sounds. Yeah, absolutely. Love, love the rain and sounds too. Yeah, and relaxes like everything. Yeah. Like, did he know? I know, right? This is just so, it's just amazing. Okay, thank you, Ilanat. Okay, excellent. So here, let's just do a few more. If anybody relatively quiet here, I'm just doing a monologue. Please, you guys are welcome to come and share the conversation here. So let's do. I have a few more. I mean, I can keep some of them for whatever. We talked about failure. Wait a second. This one is good. This one is again, I just feel like it's one of his brilliant quotes because it's just too good. Here, he's talking about how whatever he says might be able to, might be for the other person to understand, depending on how she or he is able to engage, right? So here he says, words still dilute what want to say. So he's not able to find all the words that he wants to say, but I still do it as I believe someone at the same wavelength would read the pauses and would understand. So it is again, once again, for us to interpret what he's saying. But this is my personal interpretation. I think he says words are just not enough because he has so much to say, but he feels like using words. Even now when I see special education children or children who are like one of my cousins who is deaf and dumb, my son is also learning sign language and everything. It's just, I put in so much energy to understand him, even when he says I love you or we are here or something. Whatever he's saying, I have to put more, I have to engage more to understand him. So I feel like, 70,000 years ago when we started, whether the caveman drawings or whatever they are, or when we started writing all the smrtis and all the things that we were listening, when we were trying to put them into scripts, written scripts and everything. Since then to now, texting language. I was just telling another fellow SSRian, let's not engage on this texting language basis, because a lot of nuances, a lot of what I mean and what you mean are getting lost in the conversation, right? So I think he's saying here, words still dilute what I want to say, but uh, I still do it as I believe someone at the same wavelength. If you're able to understand me at the same exact level, then you would pause where I want you to pause, and wherever the nuances, wherever the subtle nuances are there, you will be able to appreciate. So I think this is just amazing, and it is also a reminder for us to understand that uh, no matter what I say, it will be perceived as something different. So, Monica ji, welcome, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, Rachana. Hi, hi. I couldn't
Hi.
stop myself.
No, no,
I
please,
wanted
please.
to ask you actually. Well, it's my first time here, like speaking to you. But you were speaking about spirituality and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
do you have you heard of this Kumaris? Like
Brahma
they deal
Kumaris?
with,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, ma'am.
yeah. It's an Indian, yeah, yeah. Okay. So do you feel like it's a genuine so I don't want to say anything wrong about them, but do
No.
you feel like it's a genuine place where people go to meditate and stuff, or because I've heard some funny news about them, so I'm just trying to understand from you, like if you know more about them, since you were speaking about it, you may have heard about them or something.
So this is the gift of
Brahma
peace that I
Kumaris,
got from a
right?
Brahmakumari's sister. Gift of peace, and it's a
Ah.
very, very valuable.
Mm.
Just since we are on the topic of quotes, let me do
Mm-hmm.
this. Since we are on the topic of quotes, let me just read one thing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so let's do this relationship management, maybe. Okay, it's important. Okay, so here about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
He's there's one of the quotes which says the most effective way to help
Mm-hmm.
others is to remain peaceful. Be the example others want to see. So that's what one of the
Mm-hmm.
relationship quotes is. So
Mm-hmm.
here, so I'll tell you a little bit about Brahmakumaris that I know. So
Yeah.
my mother-in-law is heavily into Brahmakumaris, and she is like a little bit
Oh.
famous in that circle. But the idea here is,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
yeah. So see, no matter what we hear about any organization, ma'am, there will always
Mm-hmm.
be, even among SSRians, right? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's a bad guy. She's a good guy. He is this
Yeah. Yeah.
agenda.
I
So
mean, it's just a difference in opinion, I guess. Like you may
exactly.
see it as black, but I may see it as white. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I think if we can just so
Mm-hmm.
I just try to not get carried away by that noise if they are
Mm-hmm.
teaching you anything. So again, there is a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of a Shivite, Vaishnavite. If you get too
Mm-hmm.
deep into that religion aspect of it and everything, it can
Oh,
get
okay.
confusing. But if you
Right.
just
Right.
stick to the meditative practice itself, like how to
Mm-hmm.
focus on that light or whatever, and just stay
Mm-hmm.
focused and like
Mm-hmm.
letting go of any of the
Right.
thoughts that you're getting, acknowledging and all that. If you get stick to deeply to
Mm-hmm.
that practice itself, I think you'll be okay. That
Right,
is,
right. No, hmm
yeah,
because what I heard was, see, I do pray, but I also like to hear about the other side, the
yeah, yeah.
darker side of things. Like, yeah, it's not that I'm not into Satan worship and all that. It's
Okay.
just that I want, I just like
Yeah.
to find out, what's the darker side. So, I have been researching a bit about, the Illuminati and stuff, and they
Okay.
also said that in their cult, it actually started with praying to a point which was supposed to be the eye. Then I heard the Brahma Kumaris were doing the same thing. So I was like, okay, I'm not trying to link it up, but it does sound a little weird.
No, no.
Like,
Just
you
see,
know.
I strongly request you to not think too much about it. See, that is the beauty of us human beings, right? We just
Hmm.
overcomplicated a very, very simple concept here. So,
Okay.
what your advanced prefrontal cortex, what your advanced brain is doing is
Yes.
just connecting too many experiences into one and thinking that they are somehow
I do
related.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't yeah, just keep it very simple. Whatever you see,
Hmm.
whatever meets the
Right.
eye, just go for it. And if it is
Okay.
benefiting you in some way, if it is helping you calm yourself down, stress management or
Okay.
anything, just like, yeah,
All right.
just take that aspect of it. Don't read too much into it, and nobody is here to brainwash you
Mm-hmm.
or program you unless you want to be. Like we can see a lot of
Yeah, unless you
instances of
allow
that.
it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like hypnotherapy, right? Like it doesn't
yeah,
work for like everyone because there are some minds who are so strong, like they will resist it, you know,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
they will not
exactly.
let the thought. Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay,
they.
okay, yeah, I think that clears a lot because I was so worried, you know. I was like, isn't this the light that we speak about in Brahma Kumari? I'm like, oh
No,
God, no,
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 no, no,
it's a
no.
little bit more religious and more this thing than that. But
Okay,
in the
okay.
interest of, like, yeah, just keeping it very on a very superficial surface
Yeah, but
level.
they don't speak about the light. They say that it's just a point, and
Yeah,
as you get deeper into it, you will see like there are also like some evil aspects to it. So
yeah.
when I heard the eye here, the eye there, I'm like, which eye is it? Which eye? Which eye am I
Nay,
focusing on?
nay.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, just see.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
everything has to tie back to our Agna Chakra and
That was
everything.
really.
And like, yeah, our pineal gland, which is our
Ah.
highest. Yeah, so it is supposed to be tying back to that. Scientifically,
Okay.
also, if you see pineal gland, our Agna Chakra is like a superior form of
Oh.
where you tied back to intuition and everything. And as you were saying,
Okay.
enlightenment and all that stuff, right? So that is,
Right. Right.
yeah. So, yeah,
But
but other than
also, it
that,
doesn't work for everyone, right? Like, I don't think it works for everyone. Like, is everybody suited for like this, or just
for meditation,
some people? Yeah, yeah.
no,
I mean,
absolutely
for
not,
this
ma'am.
kind of meditation,
Anybody
the
can,
one with, okay,
no. Yeah, I mean, this, nothing. See, there are many schools of thought and many schools of
mm-hmm.
education, meditation, but,
Right,
everything is unfortunately very commercialized and all that. The basic
right,
thing
right.
is you literally can just sit, close your eyes, and start meditating. Nothing. Meditating again
Ah,
is like letting go of your judgment of yourself and others. That's it. Nothing to do
okay,
with anything else. Yeah,
right. Okay, so you
we
can
can
do it in
do,
any way. Yeah,
yeah.
like just
Yeah.
close your eyes and that's it. But the trouble is always staying there.
See, a lot of schools of thought,
Yeah,
Vipassana, and all these meditations, there are a lot
yeah,
of schools of that, and a lot of
mm,
Swamijis and a lot of people actually
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. But, you can just, at the most
Some
basic
of them
level,
they force you. They're like, you don't think. But
yeah.
the fact that you say you don't think, isn't that like a thought? Like, I don't want to think. That's a thought,
Exactly. That's all.
isn't it? It's a thought that you don't want to
Exactly.
think.
That's, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't think it
Uh,
ever comes down to like zero. Like that's it.
exactly. Again, yeah,
Unless you're
either you
dead.
are too enlightened or you are dead. So, congratulations.
I hope it's
So,
not the latter.
no, no. Let me just put up
Yeah,
this picture of,
sure.
while we are talking about it. Yeah. So here, let's do this. I think Pramodji is saying Veda Sulladaru Gade Sullad. Sorry, sir.
Vedas
I'm
can be
really like
wrong,
Vedas can be wrong, but morals never
but
lie.
morals
Oh
never
wow,
lie. Basically,
wow.
do good and get good. You don't need Vedas to tell you so. That's
That
true.
is so amazing. Yeah, absolutely, Pramodji.
Yeah.
Thank you for that wise
Mm,
words. Exactly.
mm.
We don't have to like wait. Let me see what is in the book. How to treat the other person. You don't have to read a book to find out how
Yeah,
to.
it's basic, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Hel- Hello, Harsh. I was thinking there was another
Mm.
gentleman by Harsh, and I thought it was you. Now I recognize by your thumbnail. So it was what I need to
So,
find.
would you
Yeah.
like me to leave? You can take someone
No.
else in.
No.
No,
I
it's fine.
think nobody is
Oh,
joining.
okay.
Yeah. I think we can
Oh,
also
because I thought
conclude a
maybe there's
little.
somebody. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just reading the comments, ma'am. Yeah, that's it. Though. Yeah.
Right, right.
And I think Pramoji is also saying, yeah, it works for everyone, and you just have to find your way. And just 3 breaths a day, like 2 minutes a day. Just let's start small, and sometimes I go into a few more minutes than usual in the day because it's just the nature of the day is very
Works
busy
for
and tiring and
everyone.
everything. So it depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Harshji, I'm okay. How are you? How is life? How are your exams? uh, After the roadside protests, roadside walkathon and everything, I'm really grateful that you had a chance to go to Mont Blanc and everything. Thank you. And yeah, just going to conclude in a couple of minutes if nobody wants to join. Thank you for all of you who are watching. Monica, thank you so much for coming and
Thank you.
nice to hang
No
out with you.
problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
nice to talk to you.
Thank
Okay.
you,
So
ma'am.
I'll take
Thank you.
your leave now. Okay.
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 Thank you. And just, yes, I saw those pictures, Harsh. I'm just so excited and happy. Thank you for that. Thank you for being our eyes and ears and feet and legs, feet and hands. Really appreciate that. You're lighting a candle, and that was something. And August 14th and 15th were indeed a special weekend for us. Okay, Priyanka Ji, hello, hello, ma'am. How are you? Working on your future projects. Excellent, excellent. Very nice to hear that. So we are doing like a roundup of. Okay, Pramod. Okay, okay. Cancel. No G from now on. So yes, yes, absolutely, and it's very important for you to visit. That's amazing. Yeah, and see, everybody is doing whatever they can in their capacity, and they appreciate you being a student and everything, and just feeling compelled to support and do whatever you can. So that's just great. I'll just leave with a few quotes here on the screen, and then we can continue the conversation again. Let's see, one second. So once again, this is what I feel like. This is what I feel like when I think of, SSRians. I'm like, I want to be in the company of those who energize me positively and charge me up. And I feel like we are all feeding off of each other, Yeah. So, what did these quotes personally mean to him? He's not there to answer, but any idea? I think a lot of them, when he is mentioning these words or when he's interviewing and when he's stating these answers, I think Judy, he's saying that, he's asking us, excuse me, he's showing us a way to live life in a way. That's what I feel like, because this is how he is aligned with his values and this is how he lives. And his words obviously showcase his thoughts and his actions. And I think that is where the alignment between his words and his life come in for me personally. That's what I think. Um, Monica, thank you. Yes, man, this became a little too deep. It always becomes sentimental whenever we are just talking about his words or his thoughts or his ideas. We'll do another session soon. We're talking more about his dreams, his 50 dreams. And yeah, please let me know any feedback is good feedback, because I want to be able to do better, especially when it comes to these kind of topics. So yeah, Harsh, we totally echo your sentiments. We just, Saviji and I were just like a little earlier, we were just talking about it. It would have been completely, if this kind of awakening would have come without us losing him, that would have been a complete game changer, for us Indians and India all over. It's just, it would have been completely different. We didn't have to look up to all these stupid Bollywood stars, and, we would actually value people for who they are. So, yeah. Saviji, it's okay, ma'am. We are, but our memory there for him is, it was his final resting place for whatever it was. So we have that kind of, we have to just think of it that way. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that is true, Harsh. That's what we were talking about. There's no media coverage. It's just, we are doing whatever we can to tweet and make him trendy. Yeah, absolutely. And agency is taking a lot of time. Stands too. But on rethinking, sometimes one of these goes to keep himself grounded, even if it is. Yeah, absolutely, Judy. Yeah, I think that is how his way of like telling himself, especially I think you're right on this topic of where he says, you are right on about this particular quote we were just talking about. This one right here is that kind of thing, right? So fame, it might go up and down, it. So to your point, he's trying to also ground himself based on what he's feeling. So it's okay, sometimes fame comes and goes, or all these things don't last forever. I think this is also his way of telling himself. Yeah, that's a great analysis, actually. Yeah, it's because of his thoughts, his frequency. Many people feel connected to him. I feel the energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can change form. Yes, absolutely. And I think I can see, Priyanka ji, you are like, you totally are adopting his, wordplay, and I'm happy that you are able to. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Yeah, absolutely. I think, Harsh, that's what we are trying to do. Just do whatever is in our capacity, and not relying on any media or anybody to raise their voices. For whatever reason they're not able to do that, we should just continue our thing. So that's the whole game here. So it's okay. We were talking about it even last week. No matter whether anyone is there for us, with us or not, we will just continue to raise our voice. That's what we are going to do here. So. Okay, so with that, I'll just take your leave, guys. Thank you for spending your time here. Thank you. Thank you, Saviji. Thank you so much, ma'am. Priyanka. Okay, Priyanka Noji. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think, Monica, this is like a collective uprising, right? Like a collective awakening. So that's why the intensity is even more. But I'm sorry about your father, and I'm sure you're doing whatever it takes to, uplift his legacy and like continue it. So. Exactly, exactly, exactly. All this momentum, all this energy is not just going to go in vain, Pramod. Absolutely. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Okay, one last picture, and I just want to leave you guys with this. Just in a way, if you want to think about how life can be lived, if you just want to, let me remove the question as well here. Just a matter of realization, if you do. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So many of my very good friends are still like, "Arey, what are you doing? Is this all necessary? Tum log pagal ho," and all that. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. Let us just be crazy, because, again, in his own words, right? If you see what he said was, some of these biggest changes in history are achievements of thinly documented, informal, organized groups of people. So it's okay. That is us. That is us. And we will continue doing whatever it takes. So, so that is. No, I didn't realize that, Harsh, that you went to Capri Heights also. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, very nice. Justice for SSR, Kaveri Mukherjee. So Capri Heights also, there is. I didn't realize that there is like a small. Okay, you read that for him. That is amazing. Okay, interesting. Let's do this one quick roundup of how life can be led. I think he mentions this. One second. Where is the picture? So somebody on Twitter has had posted this. Nothing marks a man's character better than his attraction to intelligence. So obviously he was always like trying to do stuff that was beyond the common man's comprehension. So yeah. Okay, I did not know this. So oh, sorry, one second. I was thinking this was Harsh's. Okay. Someone else like on rent. Okay, okay, I see. Yeah, I think that also came out in the news, if I'm not mistaken. Capri Heights ke baare mein bhi, and Mont Blanc, I think, was recently. They're trying to get somebody to rent it or something. Okay. So I think those of you in India, please. I started the session late, but I appreciate all the footage here. Thank you. And just one thing for us to remember, once again, in his own words, Nothing marks a man's character better than his attraction to intelligence. So just let's do something better, bigger, aspire to do something in a positive light. There'll always be negativity, but how do we keep pushing forward, right, for all the right reasons? Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, with this thought, I will close in one, two, and three.